I've already sent my paperwork to the court. You feel me? This lady filed a police report saying that I'm not the
Mr.
father of the kid,
Span,
and I've
I
already
do
taken a
not want
DNA
you to
test 10 years
speak.
ago. You feel
Okay,
me?
please
So
mute Mr.
technically,
Span.
I'm being charged by false charges because I took a DNA test
Okay.
in the state of Arizona.
Thank you, Your Honor. This is Mr. Span.
That's right.
Mr. Span, can you see the interpreter?
My name is Mr. Span. Can you hear me?
Your
Can you hear me?
Honor, we can hear you. This is cause number 24L 000071 and 24L 000213. Mr. Span is indicating that he cannot understand ALS interpretation, that he is requesting a different kind of interpreter, which I
Can I
understand,
speak with the judge, please?
which is, I understand, called a CART interpreter. I have not been able to effectively have a conversation with him. I don't know if the court is able to provide that type of interpreter or not. I'm not familiar, but
Okay, what is H? How do you spell that?
it's CART, C-A-R-T, and it would be like closed captioning. So,
I
and
have captions on the screen right now, and I'm reading the screen.
I can't hear you, sir.
I have captions on the screen right now. I can read.
so he indicates that he has captions, he has his settings on his device to translate our words to captioning.
Right.
And so if one person is speaking at a time, it works. I don't know if that's a court certified option or not. As I said, we were not able to effectively communicate in the breakout room.
Your Honor, I've already sent my paperwork to the court. You feel me? This lady filed a police report saying that I'm not the
Mr.
father of the kid,
Span,
and I've
I
already
do
taken a
not want you
DNA
to
test 10 years
speak.
ago. You feel
Okay,
me?
please
So
mute Mr.
technically,
Span.
I'm being charged by false charges because I took a DNA test
Okay.
in the state of Arizona. You feel me?
Right.
She's putting this paperwork saying that it's not my child, and not only that, she stole
Senator,
my
I'm not
phone.
able to
You feel me? So with
interject
that phone,
and
she's
tell him
texting
because he's
herself.
speaking.
She's not texting me.
Can
You
he
feel
be
me?
muted?
I'm not texting her. I'm in California for a lawsuit on my job in the state of.
Thank you. Your Honor, this is how our breakout went because when one person speaks over the other, there's no translation. So I'm not sure what the court would like to do. It's either going to be a 1077 or we're going to need to investigate that type of interpreter. But I'm concerned about his constitutional rights and his speedy trial rights.
I'll hear from the city.
Well, one, it was
Speak up, please.
initially, it appeared that he was able to effectively communicate just now and respond and to explain that he needed this other interpretation. It would be the city's request to proceed with the arraignment today on the record very slowly, at least the advisements of his rights, with the clear instructions that the captioning was working just then. So if we all speak it one at a time, it may work.
Your Honor, I would adamantly object to that. I've not been able to communicate with this individual. I've not been able to provide him his rights. He is not getting representation at this point because of the communication. And I don't know if that's a 1077 and his inability to communicate and effectively help counsel, or if it's strictly disability. So I certainly am not willing to participate in an arraignment under these conditions.
Okay, I think defense counsel is in the best position to. Okay, he's not even on screen anymore. Maybe he's gonna reconnect. I don't know. I did note a level of frustration on his part. Defense counsel is alleging that she doesn't know whether the frustrations or the difficulties are due to mental health concerns or the language barrier. That said, I think the best way to proceed at this time may be the 1077. Given what I've seen. So, Ms. Horwath, if you can proceed with that.
I will note the document shows that on June 17th, the court received a telephone call from the defendant. And he was advised of the court date. He verified his address. He indicated that he would submit the public defense screening sheet.
He's logging back in. As we all know, competency is fluid.
Your Honor, if I can, because I'm not confident that it is a mental health issue,
Okay,
because that would pause his speedy trial rights, and evaluations are backed up about 10 months. I assume it would be significantly longer with this specialized interpreter. I'm also not comfortable yet filing a 1077. Of course,
Okay.
if another party would like to. I'm just not comfortable doing that.
That's fine. I was going off of what you said. All right.
Right. My recommendation, if I can, Your Honor, is that we schedule a new court date within a short amount of time, because he has not yet been arraigned. And that the court investigate if they can get the CART interpreter and see if we're able to proceed that way.
Man, I'm not coming back to Washington. I'm in California on a lawsuit for my job.
We will certainly investigate whether we can get the CART interpretation. I have not heard of CART, and I'm hopeful that we can obtain it. So let's talk about a court date.
Could we have the next Zoom court date? Because he is out of state.
So let's talk about a court date.
Could we have the next Zoom court date? Because he is out of state. I believe that's the 5th of September. And note that this is a warrant quash as well. So he did appear, if the court can quash the warrant.
Okay, any objection to quashing the warrant?
No objection to quashing the warrant, but the city would request a non-Zoom hearing since he's not been arraigned yet, waiting till September significantly cuts into this speedy trial.
Where does he live?
He just represented, he lives in California. I am concerned that because there's a language barrier, asking the defendant to be treated differently because the court did not provide the interpretation that's necessary for him would be.
The court didn't. I'm sorry. I've got to interrupt you right there. The court wasn't aware of what, I just need to put that on the record.
That is
The court
correct.
was not aware of what interpretation he needed. Okay, go ahead.
That's certainly correct. But Mr. Span does have the right to understand his hearing. And so the city is requesting that he be in person because that will take a month is not his fault. And that my concern is that he has been being treated different than someone similarly situated without a language barrier. So I'm asking for the Zoom. We're not waiving speedy.
And to be clear, I would treat any individual who has not been arraigned, regardless of whether or not, the issue is Zoom. It is not his ability or inability to communicate. It's the matter of Zoom. Defendants don't have a right to appear at Zoom. It's at the discretion of the court. And I am requesting, because of a speedy issue, and that these matters have been from January and February of this year, and have been on warrant status significantly.
Your Honor, it is not his fault that he can't be arraigned today. So to require him to be in person because he can't be arraigned because of a language barrier is
I'm
my.
going to just say I'm not requiring him to be here in person. Let me just say that. However, I am asking counsel to consider waiving speedy simply because the court has not heard of this type of interpretation. The court will do its due diligence to find this type of interpretation. And at this point, I can't determine how long that will take.
I cannot waive speedy because my client and I have not had that conversation. And so it would be
I
unethical.
will allow you to have a breakout room right now. I
Your
know
Honor.
that you're having some barriers, but he seems to be understanding what's going on right now.
Yes.
Sir, can
Your
you,
Honor.
can you unmute and let me see if you understand what is happening? You unmute him? Sir, can you hear me?
Ma'am, I understand everything that's going on. I'm just frustrated. That's why I'm so angry. You feel
Okay,
me? I didn't send no these text messages or nothing like this. You feel me? I didn't do it, and I got proof. I already sent it to the court. You feel me? That's why I'm so angry. My child
Okay.
is in danger and
I-
nobody's doing nothing.
I understand that. What I need you to do is talk to your attorney about waiving speedy trial, because this
Trial
court
for
has
what,
never
ma'am? I
heard.
didn't
I
commit
want you to
no
listen to
crime.
what I have to say. Please listen to what I have to say.
All right.
This court has never heard of the CART interpretation. I would like to do my due diligence in trying to find the type of interpretation that you need. That will take some time. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am. I've normally had a clerk before, but it's I have 6 kids. I can't keep going back and state for one child. I was there declaring myself for the homeless in the state of Washington over this situation. You feel what I'm saying? And I've came
Your Honor,
back on here. I
I am
can't keep
not
going back and forth,
advising
ma'am.
that
This woman
he,
already lied and said that the child is not mine.
I will not
We're
be
not
I took a
advising
talking.
DNA
he waive
test.
his speedy
So
trial
technically,
right.
y'all prosecuting.
Hey, you gotta wait. You got to mute him because I can't understand what Ms. Horwath is saying. Ms. Horwath.
Thank you. I will not be
You're
advising
prosecuting false charges, man.
No, do not interrupt.
that he
Ms.
waive
Horwath.
his speedy trial rights for multiple reasons, and communication is a primary reason. So we are asking that the court set this for an arraignment next month on the Zoom calendar and attempt to get a CART, and we can address it at that point.
Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, can you tell your client to stop texting my phone, please? Because I got messages from last week.
Okay, and you can receive text
And
messages
I'll
at
send them
that
to
phone
you.
number? You can receive text messages at that phone number, Mr. Span?
Say it again, please.
Can you receive text
Yes, ma'am.
messages?
Yes.
Okay, we'll text you. Thank you very much.
All right. Can I send those texts that she just sent me last week?
We'll talk outside of court.
Okay. Because she harassing my family. You feel me?
Is the ALS interpreter free to leave? She has a
Yes, you may
commitment.
be excused, ma'am.
Just for the record correction, Your Honor, it's ASL, not ALS.
I'm
ALS is
sorry. I don't know why I
disease.
said that. I'm sorry.
Is that American Sign Language?
Just for the accuracy of the record, it's ASL.
Thank you.
And ma'am, you may stay on if you wish, but you are excused.
I will leave. He doesn't seem to be watching me or understanding me, so I will
Okay.
leave. Thank you.